what I saw. It's just for the coaches to look at players, give them an opportunity to learn the system. I really like the potential of what Tucker can bring to this team. You know, he has that wingspan, 7-foot defensive player, not afraid to go through the hole. Montrose, we saw, you know, him get some good run in. Schroeder, of course, is going to be the point guard. So, you know, we got like a snapshot of a first game against a crosstown team that we're going to see again on Sunday. So, you know, everything we expected in a preseason game one.
Rob, it's going to take some time, right? You're going to see both teams commit turnovers, maybe some sloppy play, getting used to shooting in arenas with no fans and that depth perception. But what did you think about the first game? What were some of the things you were looking for?
I was looking for some continuity going on in this game, and you can still see this. It's still early. Then a lot of new faces, and you just got to think about it. You still don't have 3 of your big dogs in this game, well, 4, counting KCP. So this is going to be a game of learning, and I hope the guys on the bench are watching the guys that are out there now and saying, okay, this is what I can do to help them, and talking to each other, because it's all about communication right now, because they're learning each other and they need to talk about it. And it's going to also be about film sessions and understanding what I did wrong and what I can help the other guy to be better. So, but I'm enjoying what I'm seeing, because you got Schroeder, you got Harold, those 2 guys, you know, 1 and 2 as far as 6-man, they were very productive.
Yeah, we're going to talk about them in a little bit. First, let's go back to Staples Center. THT is with Mike Trudell.
All right, Taylon Horton-Tucker kind enough to join us after this opening win in the preseason. Taylon, look, Frank Vogel told on you. He said that you've been really kicking some butt, in his words, in practice the last several days. Where's the confidence coming from? How are you feeling about the development of your game at this point?
I'm really just kind of come out here and play, you know, just do whatever, you know, the team needs me to do, you know, fill any void that they need. And I just want to come out here and play my hardest, and, you know, whenever I get the opportunity, you know, capitalize on it.
You know, there were a lot of moves today. You were getting into the paint and really, you know, bumping guys off, not looking like a 20-year-old. How much of that has always been in your game, and how have you evolved that to be able to do it at the NBA level?
I feel like I started off pretty slow, so just being able to, you know, find the rhythm and play, you know, it's pretty good for me. Just being able to showcase my skills and, you know, just use, you know, whatever it takes to just try and get the win. So I feel like I did that tonight. It was pretty good.
Taylon, you were the 2nd youngest player in the NBA last season. Of course, you guys go all the way through the longest season in NBA history to win the title. What did you learn alongside LeBron, alongside AD, all of the vets, Dudley, and so on? What did you learn last season that you can apply for this one?
Just how to be a professional, you know, take every game serious, you know, treat it like it's your last, and, you know, just be a champion. I feel like, you know, being in the bubble was a great learning experience for me, and I just wanted to capitalize on that, you know, coming into this season.
All right, last thing for you. What do you think of some of your new teammates? You got to see Montrezl Harrell, Dennis Schroeder, and Wesley Matthews all out on the floor tonight. How do you think those guys can help this season?
They're going to be really big for us. You know, they're here, and they are who they are. You know, I feel, you know, really confident in them. You know, just getting started today, I felt really good playing with them. And, you know, I'm just excited to see what the rest of the year holds.
All right, Taylon, good to see you guys back out on the floor. We appreciate your time. Have a good one, all right?
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, guys.
All right, well, we're going to talk about some of the new guys, but let's talk THT first. He got the walk-off interview with the win. Rob, aggressive, not afraid to attack. He's trying to show he belongs in the rotation. He's not afraid to take shots either.
Oh, he's not afraid to take shots. He's not afraid to challenge anybody. And that's the thing. When you see rookies sometimes, they can be a little hesitant. I know he's not a rookie, but he's still young. In my eyes, he's still a rookie because he's not even 20 yet. He ain't on the 5 year yet. Yeah, you know, so he's going out and doing what he does in practice and carrying over to the game. It's all about carryover and having that confidence. You saw one move where he went between his legs like 3 or 4 times, put the body into him. You know, that's a vet move. That's what he's been watching LeBron. He's been watching all these guys in practice. He's been that sponge, and he's learning the game. And it's no better person than learn from LeBron and then have LeBron over there cheering you on. That gives you a lot of confidence.
Yeah, you were watching the game, and you kept saying, maybe got a steal here.
Yeah, I think,
late in the draft.
Every now and then you get that sleeper, you know, not that highly sought out of college. They come into, they're hungry. They got a little chip on their shoulder. We talked about his wingspan, 7 feet. He's 6'4", 234 pounds, Geeter. He's not a small kid, and he's under control. He's going to create a lot of mismatch problems. You know, I just love what I see out of him on both ends of the court. But offensively, he's always under control, not afraid to score, and defensively, he can fill the gaps and guard. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to implement him into some playing. You know, he and Kuz could be battling in practice, like Rob was just telling me. That's going to be very competitive against those two.
I mean, we saw him in the G League last year. We didn't see much of him at all until the bubble. And then in the bubble, Frank used him. And that was a big confidence booster for this young man. All right, let's get you the highlights. Preseason game number 1.
I talked about the a little bit of pressure Kuz is going to be under this year, contract year. So stepped up in the second half, 18 points total for the game.
87-81 the final. Montrez, the double-double, 13 and 12. 4 of those 12 were offensive. THT with 19 on 6 of 17. He also had 9 rebounds. Kyle Kuzma, 18 points on 5 of 16. He had 5 assists. Let's head back to Staples Center. Head coach Frank Vogel is speaking with the media over Zoom.
Hey, Frank, you've been telling us throughout the last week or so that Talen Horton-Tucker had been impressing you in practice. I just wondered what kind of situations you wanted to put him in tonight and how you thought he looked.
Yeah, I thought he looked really good. You know, it's difficult to have such a short training camp and play such big minutes like he and Kuzma did. So credit to those guys for being in really good shape and carrying some of the load for us early in camp here. And I thought Talen, you know, we want to put the ball in his hands and pick and rolls a lot, but he can attack in the open court. He can come off pin downs, and he's a great second side attacker. You know, catch and shoot situations and attacking long closeouts. So. You know, he didn't even finish well tonight at the rim. You know, he's still getting his legs under him a little bit, but, you know, still had 19 and 9 and a great performance. Great start.
And thoughts on Harrell and Schroeder in their debut here?
Yeah, it's just, you know, they're finding a way. I thought both of them showed really positive bursts tonight. Both scoring the ball, showing their speed and physicality. You know, both of them got off to strong starts for us, for sure.
Before the game, you said you weren't quite sure what the atmosphere would be like. What was it like? And just once the game kind of got going, does the competitive sort of part of you just sort of take over and the oddness of all of this kind of fade?
For me personally, it 100% did. You know, you get locked into to what your team is doing on the court, and you know, all the game decisions and reads and all those types of things. And you know, I really lost track of you know, the fact that we were back home, and you know, the fanless environment. Didn't think about it one time throughout the course of the night, which was similar to how it was in the bubble. You know, once I get out there and the game starts going, you know, my focus is solely on the game.
Hey, Brian, with a guy like Perez, you know, playing against your own team, especially with so much involved, be emotional. How do you think he handled and she handled some of those emotions that might have come up? And obviously there's a lot of back and forth between him and the Clippers.
Yeah, you know, I think our whole bench was trying to be energetic like they were in the bubble. You know, I wouldn't put it in really on Trez alone. You know, that's part of our identity is the guys that are out of the game are going to be active in what's happening in the game. You know, so I thought Trez was good there, and you know, the rest of it, I thought he just played and competed and focused on his assignments and learning his new teammates and a new system. So and I thought he had a great night.
Nope.
I can't hear you, Bill. Still can't hear you. Your mute is off, but I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now, Frank?
I can, yeah.
I was trying to be more efficient. More of a macro question, but you talked so much about the lack of pickup and everything, and it's a short training in for you also. What do you think this is going to look like on December 22nd when the regular season starts? Like, what do you expect the quality of play to be? Did you feel like tonight gave you a little taste of where guys just are physically and, you know, taking things off?
Yeah, man, I think it'll be a little bit sloppy, but you know, these guys are pros and they know how to get their bodies ready, you know, for the early games, and I think we'll be ready to go. But I certainly think league-wide, you know, there will be a little bit of sloppiness the first few weeks of the season for sure.
Eric Williams.
Hey Frank, what's your evaluation of how you guys played defensively?
room for improvement. Yeah, definitely. But I thought I love the fact that we were hitting people on the glass. I love the fact that we were taking charges, having a collision mindset at the rim. There were some situations where guys dove on the floor for loose balls, which is, even though it's a preseason game, that's a play harder than our opponent habit that I wanted to get established. I thought some of our coverages were not in place, were not executed well in the first quarter. And, the returning guys sort of talked the newer guys through some of those coverages and what we want to see in those situations. And we improved into the second and third quarter in those. Fourth quarter, we had some weird lineups out there, so we just played zone. And, but I like the way that we improved throughout the game, with some of those coverages.
Frank, I think we're good there. Thank you for the time.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Frank Vogel always with the defensive approach, guys, and he liked the way his team adjusted and improved during the game. I want to talk about some of the new guys, obviously Montrezl Harrell and Dennis Schroeder. Let's start there with the big ones. Montrezl Harrell, one thing, James, when you're watching him, right, he gets a double-double, 13 and 12, 4 of those offensive. I keep thinking about, man, fans are going to love him, because I remember watching him compete against the Lakers for these past 4 years. Those nights where you're dragging on a Tuesday in who knows where, he's the guy, right? On a championship team, which you guys have been a part of, with the shortest offseason ever. Early in the year, here's your guy, right? There's the motor.
Yeah.
It's just what he brings, it seems, every night.
Yeah, he's a modern day Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
And his asset and the thing that he loves to do is outwork people, and he likes to beat people up. I mean, this guy was a former football player, I believe, coming out of high school, and so he loves the physicality and he loves to compete. And what I like about him, he'll sniff you out. He's the kind of guy, he'll know if you're not ready to play, and he'll know if you're not ready to give a maximum effort. And if you're not, he will eat you alive. He'll get offensive rebounds, he'll post you up, and that's the thing about him. You got to be ready to play.
I was just going to say to you, Rob, he's a nightmare matchup for a guy that's not into that game or ready to go, right?
Yeah, if you're not gritty and grimy, want to get nasty in the paint, because you think about it. This guy is James and my era type of guy. These guys now, they don't like body contact. They don't like to play like this. They don't like to score points in the paint, but this is who this guy is. I'm looking at him as a guy down the stretch. You know what, guys? It's been a long season. Our legs are tired. The three-pointers aren't falling. You got to worry about that. Montrezl is coming to me. He's going to get position because he's strong, he's athletic, and he's going to hook you to death and just outwork you.
I don't care, guys, what the level is, what the sport is. You always got to have a little nasty to win something. And last year, remember when Markieff came over, James, you kept saying they're going to need that toughness at some point. And then we saw it in the bubble. I'm noticing tonight when he knocks guys over, he's not helping guys up. He's just got that nastiness to him that I love and teams need.
And Geeter, I cannot believe that we landed him in the offseason. That's still,
it's awesome.
Hats off to Rob Pelinka and the front office for being able to deliver this guy because what he brings is an extra dimension that you can't teach, and LeBron and AD and guys like that, Pope, they're going to love him because he's going to give you extra possessions. He's going to defend guys who are difficult on the offensive end, and so yeah, he's an X factor kind of player. You can sick him on multiple players, and he'll take care of a 3 or 4 or a 5.
You know what? I'm so excited about this move, and I'm so excited for these guys on the team to get to understand who he is, and I think that's going to be the key because, as I said at halftime, there's some moments where they missed him. And I hope he understands there's going to be some moments he missed because he doesn't have that same relationship with these guys as he had with Lou Will because that took some time. So I hope he's patient, everybody's patient, and they get together and they figure it out because he's going to be wonderful in that paint.
Yeah, you guys bring up some great points. I want to get to Shooter, but we'll do that later in the show. Listen. Big game. We got the helpful Honda assist of the game, and we talked about THT's offense and his ability to get to the rack, but right here, he finds his teammate, Monte Kaka.
Starting on the defensive end, he collapsed the defense, got the steal, and then Geeter, that's another dimension to his game. He's a really good passer as well. He made one no-look pass later on in the game for a layup. Has skills.
All right, Rob, time now for a little post-game Access 360. First one of the 2020-2021 season.
With the wall?
You want the wall yet?
No, okay.
It's preseason, man.
Just checking.
As soon as the season starts, we're going to be up there.
What are you breaking down for us?
We're going to break down the new guys, man. You're right here. The Access 360 you got here where you get Kuz a little pump fake, and you get my man Montrez on the post. He's patient. He loves you to sleep, and he goes right over the top. Here you got Schroeder coming down, asking for a pick. And right here, Montrez is going to give you a pick because you know what? This is what we used to do with the Clippers. But you know what? Schroeder's a smart player. He said, I'm going to fake it right, go left on you, and lay it up with the hand, really quick layup, points in the paint. Right here, you got a young fella. So, you know, my bad, I mentioned Montrez. Give me another one. Right here, he comes off, he attacks, he gives it over to here. But here's the point. Look, you never give up. You never give up. He boxes the other defender under the basket, gets hooked, and then Ibaka, you can't beat this up. He used to be a good defender, but not on me. Here, you got him getting the rebound now. We're off to the races. Now you got Schroeder. Look what they do. They spread out. This is the fun thing. They spread out, and Schroeder sees this lane. You know what? I'm going to use my speed, go to lane because I got a big who can't move. But you know what? Montrez Harrell says, you know what?
Clean it up.
I'm going to clean this up and dunk on you, not on the Clippers, but his own teammate, Kuzma. Kuz, get out of the way. That bus is not going to stop me. Huh?
Better put a body on.
Got to put a bottom every time. Box out.
Good breakdown, Rob. I want to talk Dennis Schroeder. James, this was a big one coming over from OKC in the trade. And obviously the loss of Rondo is big, but the Lakers did get younger. And, man, he's able to push that pace. And when you have a change of pace guy like him, you can see him get into the rack. He can score. He's going to add a lot to this basketball team.
Yeah, I think the only thing he's lacking that Rondo brought to the table is experience. You know, we saw Schroeder in Atlanta, not really matured yet, but over time, he really started to understand what his role could be in the NBA, Geeter. He does it all. He can score. There's a three-pointer. We just saw a layup. We know he can distribute the basketball when necessary, hit those little floaters. He's going to be a major threat because not only can he play the point guard, but he can score from that position, and he also pretty impressive on the defensive end.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. The thing about him is he's so smart, he's so fast, and he can shoot threes better than Rondo. So we have that aspect of the game that we're going to love because he had one there where I think it was one of the bigs had him on, lulled him to sleep, and went right over the top for a three. Rondo wasn't good at that.
The most intriguing thing for me looking ahead, how he plays with AD and Bron, how he plays off the ball because he's a guy who likes to have it and attack. He can take pressure off LeBron, but how does he react when he's off the ball? It's going to be awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, when you play with LeBron James, you adapt to what happens.
Right.
So I don't think it's going to be a problem at all for him. Smart
all right, THT went for 19 and 9, was 6 for 6 from the free throw line, which is nice to see. We like when we make our free throws. Press, the three-point play with Laker insider Mike Bresnahan. Was that a new intro right there, Press?
I think it was. You know, Director Manny really putting something together for us. Looks really great. Appreciate it.
Well, when you're a champion, that's what happens, Press. You were taking a look at the new guys tonight. What'd you think?
Yeah, we just saw a nice little highlight of one of them, Montrezl Harrell. Like his game, very active. 10 rebounds alone in that first half, almost had the double-double. And you know what? He was working on something different tonight. He took a lot of shots outside, 5 shots from mid-range, made only 1, but I like how he's trying to expand his game. And, of course, we got to talk about Schroeder, too. I mean, I like how he made both his threes. That'll be very important. He's got to hit from outside. 6 turnovers, a little high in that department. That's kind of been an Achilles heel for him over the years. All in all, though, it looked like he picked up the offense pretty seamlessly.
Brez, when I think of young guys, I don't think of Kuz anymore. I mean, Lonzo and B.I., they're all gone. I think of THT. What role might he play this season?
Yeah, THT, you guys have talked about him a lot. I mean, this is a guy that the Lakers paid Orlando a little over $2 million for in the draft last year. Got the rights to that 46th spot, and really impressed by his game. 2 words, not shy. Very happy to put that ball up and see what happened with it. They got what they wanted from him defensively, too. I know, Rob, you said earlier, stats don't tell the entire picture, but he had 3 steals. That's a big 7'1" wingspan that you guys are talking about. So far, so good for THT. And Kuz, can't forget him. He is still a young guy. Shot a lot, didn't make a lot, but he had 5 assists. He really has expanded his game since his rookie season.
Yeah, what I like is that he struggled early defensively, and as Frank Vogel pointed out, he improved as the game went on. When will we see LeBron and AD in the preseason, Brez? Do you think at all?
Great question. I mean, they have to get in there at some point. Got another preseason game on Sunday, also against the Clips. I'm going to guess they sit that one out without having any inside intel. And then next Wednesday and next Friday, they will play the Phoenix Suns. I'm going to guess they get into one of those games for about 1 half. You know, maybe like 14 minutes, something to that effect. Just kind of get a little bit of the blood flowing. They were not missed out there tonight. The Lakers beat the Clips, and the Clips played just about everyone on the roster. Maybe Marcus Morris, the only name that did not make it out there for them. But AD and LeBron, will they play Sunday? I would not bet on it, but certainly we'll see them at least in one of the 2 games next week. That's my little humble prediction.
Brez, great work. When you're back doing 3-point plays, that means it's time to play.
Let's go.
Good work, buddy. All right, appreciate it. Kyle Kuzma scored 12 of his 18 points in the 4th quarter. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
Hey, Kuz, wondering how you would compare playing in this atmosphere here at Staples compared to what it was like in the fall, also without fans.
Yeah, it's just a little different. I mean, it's a shooting deficit. You know, the bubble is more of a production stage, and this is an empty arena.
You and THT were taking turns initiating offense, it seemed like, in the 4th quarter. I just wonder what you saw from his development, Kyle, from last year, and how he's gotten better to this point, and how you think he can help this year.
He's going to be a great player. You know, he's extremely young, but, you know, he has a certain type of, you know, poise and, you know, maturity to his game, and he's just a sponge. He loves basketball. He's always in the gym. And he comes every day to practice, and he's ready to practice. And you know, I expect big things in his future.
Hey, Kyle. You know, you're one of the few guys from.
Can we turn it up?
Hey, can you hear me? Hey.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm trying to. Hey, Allison. Yes. Can we turn this up or no?
Yeah, they're supposed to do that.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, just you're one of the few guys from last year's championship team playing a lot of against this preseason. Do you feel like you're doing things on the court right now that are going to help you kind of grow and accomplish some of your goals that you want to get done this season?
You know, we'll see. I mean, we didn't have that many bodies, and coaches just asked me to play extended minutes. You know, I'm one of the more in shape guys on the team right now, and I like to do so. So we'll see about the other part of your question.
Hey Kyle, what was your day like today? I mean, it's been 9 months since you had to make the drive here for a game. I'm curious if you thought about any of that as you walked into the arena and just sort of what was your overall impression of being back?
You know, it felt like you know, life kind of got back to normal. You know, going back to just the daily schedule of a shoot around, going home, taking a nap. You know, taking my dog for a walk before I left for arena, and you know, prepare for the game. So you know, it felt very normal, very normal.
All right, Kyle, I think we're all set there. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Kuz played 38 minutes. He had 18 points and 5 assists. What did you see from Kuz? Kind of got it going late.
Well, you know, it's one of those games where I think he was just trying to, you know, fill the new guys out. And then in the second half, he's like, you know what, I'm going to show you who I am. Because right now, Kuz is playing for a contract. Kuz is playing for a position because there are a lot of guys, new guys on this team that are hungry to get out there and show Coach V what they can do. And Kuz had a lot of his plays ran from him. He had a lot of things running from him. So he had to step up his game and still let these young fellas know, you know, this is my spot. You're trying to vie to get it, but you still need to come and play under me. So I think he did well. I think he's going to get better and better because he is playing for something more than everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, we talk a lot about it, James, when AD and LeBron are there and it's all hands on deck. He's not shooting the ball 18 times a game. He's not getting the volume, so he's got to find a way to impact the game and play a role. But when they're not there, gets more shots, and he kind of becomes the guy a little bit.
And that was indicative, all season long, too, when LeBron or AD was out. He stepped up big. He's had the toughest adjustment to make of all the young players that started out here. Lonzo Ball, Ingram, Randall, those guys have gone on and gotten big contracts and moved on. So, he's the one that the Lakers wanted to keep because they believed in him. But you're right. AD comes in, LeBron comes in. That's a big adjustment and a challenge for him. But I think he's doing a great job of fitting into that mold. If he continues to grow like he's growing, and like Rob said, develop that intensity, that that ability to play with them and not defer, he could be really good. I think he might be on his way this year. But, it's early, but we'll see.
I mean, you guys know what it's like to play with two superstars. You spent a lot of time defending Kuz last year. You're playing on a team that's a veteran team with one goal to win a championship last year. It's not about a young guy getting buckets.
The thing that a lot of people, if you haven't played with two superstars, you don't understand. It's going to be nice when you get 15 shots. It's going to be some nights you get 2 shots. And you just got to understand that because it's all predicated on what the defense come and how they're going to play you. And I think Kuz gets a lot of criticism because, oh, he just scored 20 points. Oh, he's on his roll. Oh, he only scored 2. He's back to falling back. And we got to understand there's going to be highs and there's going to be lows because you're playing with 2 of the best players in the game. And now that you added Montrez and Schroeder, other guys that love the ball as much as he does also. So it's going to be some highs and lows. It's up to him to stay cool and understand that my nights are going to be up and down. It's like the stock market.
I like that analogy. All right, Montrezl Harrell went for 13 and 12 against his former team. He's now speaking with Mike in the media.
Hey, Montrez, just wondered what this night was like for you, driving to the arena, going to a different locker room from what you're used to, getting on the court, seeing old teammates, playing with new teammates. How would you sum up the whole experience for you?
It was definitely a few emotions, I guess, but nothing significant really. I came here with the mindset that I had a job to do tonight. I'm here with my team, which is Los Angeles Lakers. I had a game plan I had to execute both offense and defense, and that's what my mind was focused on. As far as seeing my old teammates and just communicating with those guys, I did that after the game. For the most part, Lou and Pat I kind of spoke to before the game just because I've been playing with those guys probably like my whole career. But I mean, this is my job. This is where I'm at, and this is what I'm focused on. So this wasn't a come out, hey, how you guys doing, laughing up. No, I had a job and I had the mindset of what I came here to do.
And Montrez, anything stand out about your new teammates that you played with tonight, whether it was Schroeder or Wesley Matthews, THC, Kuz? What have you thought of this mix of guys?
These guys are exactly who I thought they were, man. I've been in practice with them all week long as far as, seeing how these guys work individually. And then we was able to get after it as a group last Sunday, and we've been building it ever since, man. We hit the ground running, and, I think we got a very special group to do something special here, and we're just going to continue to keep growing one day, one step at a time.
Dan? Hey, Trez, Dan Weinke. You're used to seeing this crowd, this building filled. You're a guy who plays off of that and feeds off of that. What was it like being here with, just a soundtrack?
I didn't pay any mind, just like we didn't pay any mind in the bubble. Like I said, we got a job to do, and our mindset isn't really focused on the arena or the circumstance that we have to play in. We're locked in on the goal that's at hand, and tonight was to come in here to get a win in our first preseason game, and that's what we did. We were shorthanded with guys, but we didn't make any excuses. We played with who we had, and I think every guy played the right way tonight. We left it all on the line. As far as the circumstances and the conditions that we had to play in, it didn't bother us because, we know that this is going to be a season of, the unpredicted. It's never, we don't know what's going to go on in this season. We're going to have guys in at some point. We're going to have guys out at some point, man. We're playing in a pandemic right now, so we just got to make do with what we got. And I think that's what we came in with the mindset and the focus on, what our job was tonight, and we executed our game plan.
Hey, Trez. I know you were talking about getting sort of some of the niceties of talking to Lou and Pat out of the way before the game. But during the game, what is it sort of like to experience Pat as a competitor and a guy who's rooting against you and cheering when you miss jumpers and stuff like that?
It doesn't faze me, man. He's the same Pat that he was doing that when I would shoot and be on the other team with Lou and miss jump shots or miss a layup or something like that, man. That doesn't faze me, man. This is basketball, man. Guys are going to be, you know, if it wasn't a pandemic right now and we was playing and it was a Clippers home game, you know, the fans would be yelling at me. It wouldn't be no different, man. So I'm not worried about what Pat is doing on the sideline. You know, everything he's doing on the sideline is the reason that he's over there. He's not in the game doing any of that, man. So it's not anything different of who I knew or what I knew Pat brought to the table, but it doesn't faze me, man. I'm a basketball.
I believe that I've been a part of 2 of the hardest championships in league history. Mm-hmm. And I don't care what anyone says about that. You can debate who's the greatest of all time individually, things of that nature, and what they've done. But as far as the teams, that's one of the 2 hardest championships in league history. I've been a part of that.
LeBron on road tripping. 10 titles between you two. I know Rob, you want James to go first?
Yeah.
Those are 2 hardest?
Rob had his chef on the road, too.
Hey.
He had his chef.
You know what? That's the great thing. I know I'm going to agree with LeBron on, you know, I'm sure it was hard to win that championship in the bubble. But it ain't my fault you got down 3-1 to the Golden State Warriors. How about
that team was good.
Hey, how about being a 6th seed, no home court advantage, going and play teams that all have 50-plus wins?
This is why you guys need cigars and tequila.
50-plus wins and destroying them, and then going into a team and sweeping them in the finals. I don't even want to hear about that. So, you know what? LeBron, I give you one. I give you one. I give you the bubble. Mm-hmm. I give you that one. But being down 3-1, that ain't our fault.
Is this when you guys are going to break?
Y'all got down 3-1.
Is this when you're buying him dinner after he gets that?
Yeah, we had this conversation at dinner. Yeah. He might owe me. He might have to pay for desserts after saying that statement.
What was your hardest title?
Hardest title was 1985 because the Lakers had never beaten the Celtics. I think they beat them 7 times, and then we lost to them in '84.
Yep.
We actually thought there was a lucky, leprechaun. And then '85, losing game 1, they call it the Boston Massacre. We lost by 36. But that was a tough one to win in Boston Garden. The only championship that's ever been won in the Boston Garden by an opponent.
By the way, not Rob's fault the Lakers lost in the 50s and 60s.
Hey, I tell you my easiest championship I ever won.
What?
2007.
You throwing a little show.
I'm kidding, LeBron. I love you, man. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You got to say that one for when you were doing the show. You, LeBron, and Big Game.
I'm kidding, man. I got to do that, man.
Your easiest one was New Jersey.
Well, I've swept 3 times, so they was,
Yeah, the one with the Lakers, the three-peat, 0-2.
That was pretty easy, too.
All right, Lakers beat the Clippers 87-81 in preseason game number 1, Access Sportsnet. It's going to roll on after the break. That was Jay Kidd, young Richard Jefferson. Jump in. What's going on in Houston? James Harden, is it just a foregone conclusion, do you think?
What
are you hearing?
I'm going to say like the reporters. From the reports I'm getting out of Houston, I think he is.
Sources.
Yeah, he's understanding what's going on. He wanted out. James wanted out. But from right now, he's got to, do some COVID protocols, and he's going to be back on the team. And I don't think they're going to trade him because you're not just going to give away someone who has an extremely large amount of value.
He's got 2 more years, Rob, and they've done everything around him.
Yes. And for me, knowing Tillman Fertitta and knowing the businessman he is, he's not just going to give up something then because you want to go.
Or send you to where you want to go.
Exactly. So he probably going to say, you want to sit at home? That's fine. You know what? We'll just find you, collect the money. But I think James understands he's a competitor. He loves to play basketball. And I feel like he's going to get back out there and do the best for the team because that way he can get what he wants.
Daryl Morey's gone. I mean, I get the frustrations. It hasn't worked. D'Antoni's now gone. But John Wall and Boogie Cousins coming in. New coach.
Yeah.
Everyone's expecting him to be there. What are you hearing, Brez?
Well, really weird, by the way, to see those 2 guys on the court. Good to see them both healthy for sure, but this doesn't feel like a regular Houston team. I'm going to give you 41.2 million reasons why James Harden will play for the Rockets. That's a salary this year. 41.2 million. So if you're going to trade for him, you got to send back at least $33 million. So it's going to take a lot to facilitate a player who makes that much money. The Phoenix Suns did it for Chris